Hey guys, and welcome to my March TBR. This is going to be the books that I've already read and the books I'm going to be reading in March. So if I can just show you, this is my TBR pile. Whoa, okay, well they just kind of avalanched everywhere. But yeah, I am trying to read a lot this month, and I think I won't be able to get all of them finished, but hopefully I can, because that way it'll make up for the books that I didn't read in February. So I'll start with the 3 books that I've already finished. I'll just mention them briefly. I've read 3 books so far in the month of March. I read Bridge to Terabithia by Catherine Patterson. I finished this on the first day of March. I read To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I had to read this for school, and I really enjoyed it. And I read Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles series, and Cress is already out, so I need to go pick up Cress. But I will talk about those more in my March wrap-up. So, yeah. And I'm currently reading one book that is The Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew, Book 1, or Book, I don't really know, but this is the first one that I read because it has one on the spine. So, I think this is actually the first one in the series, but I think it was published like 6th or something. I don't know. Okay, so now for my TBR that I don't know, it may or may not change. I may not read some books, or I may read other books or whatever, but I don't know. I'm going to try, one book that I don't have is I'm going to try to do the Panic read-along thing that a bunch of booktubers are doing and stuff, so hopefully I can do that. And so I'll mention the rest of the books that I'm planning on reading. The first one being The Knights of the Hill Country by Tim Tharp. I was going to read this in February, but I didn't have time to, and I still really want to reread it, so hopefully I can get to it this month. This is about a guy named, I forgot the main character's name. Hampton. His name is Hampton Greed, and his football team is going on their 5th year undefeated, but they don't know if they'll be able to hold on to the title, and Hampton is starting to fall in love with someone that he shouldn't be falling in love with, and his best friend, Blaine, that's his name, his best friend Blaine is going through a tough time, and so it's a really, really good book. And I just realized that Tim Tharp is also the guy who wrote The Spectacular Now, so I might read that later on down the road. The next couple books I don't know if I'll be able to read, but I would like to read at some point, and that is books 2 through 5 in the Chronicles of Narnia series. This one, the second one being The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The third one being The Horse and His Boy. The fourth one being Prince Caspian. And the 5th one being The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Now, I know the 2, 4, and 5, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and The Voyage of the Dawn Treader were all made into movies. So I've already seen the movies for those, but I would like to read the books to see how similar they are. And if you can tell, these came in a box set, so all of them match. But I also have a big bind up on my shelf, but I think I'm going to replace that with just these individual books since they match and they look nice together. So yeah, I think I might actually be able to get to those this month. So yeah. And then the next book is First Test, Book 1 of The Protector of the Small Quartet by Tamora Pierce. I'm in a fantasy mood right now, and this is kind of fantasy, and it's just a small book I could fly through. And I have the second book, which is Page by Tamora Pierce. So yes. So I don't know. I don't think I'll read this one this month, but I have it back there. And I own a lot of Tamora Pierce, and I figured this one should be the one that I start with since I'm in a fantasy mood. I just hit myself in the face. But yeah, and talk about a creepy cover, right? Okay, and the next two books are both written by Lauren Oliver, and I've already read the first one, which is Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. I really enjoyed this book. Like, halfway through, like, the first 100 pages were just like blah, and then it got really, really good, and so hopefully I will enjoy it the second time. And I was going to reread that in order to get in the mood to read Delirium by Lauren Oliver. I've had this sitting on my shelf forever, and I have the sequel, Pandemonium, so I thought I would go ahead and read it since the trilogy is finished. And again, with the half face, like, okay. And then the next book, which is Of Poseidon by Anna Banks. One of my book clubs that I'm part of on Goodreads is reading this. This is one of their books of the month, and so I figured I would try to read this. And then the last book I have is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. I've heard such good things about it that I figured I would try to read it this month, and so hopefully I can get to it. Again, my TBR is likely to change. I don't know what I'll be in the mood for once I finish those books. So if it does, you'll just have to see my wrap up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!